Good morning, sports fans from all around the globe. I am your host, Jeff Dawson, East Coast Sports Investors, and this is your breakfast bankroll for Wednesday, April 6, 2022. As we get one day closer to opening day, already 2 games postponed. The Red Sox at the Yankees, postponed to Friday at 1:15, and Justin Twins and Mariners have also been postponed. I don't have an exact time when that's going to start, but that has been pushed to Friday as well. So 2 down. I think that leaves us with probably 7, 8 left. Scott will know that one. 1 day closer. Actually, literally 24 hours from now, if the numbers are correct and there's no delays, I think Tiger Woods tees off at 10:34. I think that's the time that I saw he will be teeing off. So actually, Tiger at this point would be playing hole number 1. Maybe just he'd be on the green about now. Maybe he'd be about teeing off on hole number 2. We shall see. Yesterday, an absolute great day. Breakfast bankroll and closing bell with myself and Scott, and in between, B2B Rob beating the book. 45 minutes of Masters breakdown previews. Our goal, hopefully, God willing, is to have a weekly PGA preview show, myself and him, as we try to work together because, to be honest with you, everyone's here for one reason and one reason only. We're here to educate. We like to entertain, a few smiles here and there. But the bottom line is we want to cash tickets. We want everyone to be profiting. I like to say win, grin, and profit, right? That's our job. It's not to one-up everyone or, post $5,000, $10,000 win tickets. They're all the same. They all add up the same. Whether it's Korean baseball, whether it's the rodeo, whether it's, I don't care, cricket, lacrosse, whatever it is, they all cash the same at the window. So whatever you do well, whatever you enjoy, stick with it. There's no exact science here. Some people claim to say they have broken Da Vinci's Code. God bless them. I still have those 2 bridges for sale right down the road, the Bourne and the Sagamore. So if I ever say that, call me out on that as well. But anyways, we're glad everyone is here. If you are new or new to our show, please do us a favor, is jump over to YouTube at East Coast Sports Investors. Subscribe, hit the like button. And if you are at Twitch, person, go over to Twitch at East Coast Sports Investors and do the same. So last night, our ECSI VIPs, 100% transparent. That's what we do here. 1 and 2. The Rangers come sailing in 3-1, never in doubt. The Panthers, I told you the minus 170 was a carrot to get the Leafs money. Well, at 5-1 Leafs, you all were laughing in my face. Panthers come all the way back and win 7-6 in overtime. For our VIPs, I'm not going to release a minus 170. We get burned on the plus 135 on the puck line there. And then a game that, again, when a team is 9-1 versus you in the last 10, yet the opposing team opens up as a favorite, there's something wrong there. So we bit the cheese, we bit the wild. And as I was commentating back and forth with a few people on Twitter and social media, the Wild watched a little too much WrestleMania or something over the weekend. They did not come to play hockey. They came to fight, get penalties. The Preds were 3 for 3 to start the game on the power play. The Wild 0 for 3, never in the game, 4-1 loss or whatever the final was. 6-2, maybe it ended up with an empty netter or something. So 1 and 2 on the night. We lose 1.05 units and we move on. So kind of a short slate tonight. But let me stop talking and let's bring in my partner, the one, the only Mr. Scott E. Webb. Morning, Scott.
Hey, Jeff. How are you today?
It's rainy, raw, and miserable here, but what am I going to complain about, right?
Well, at least it's not snowing, bro.
Correct. Absolutely correct. And you know what? As you know, especially, I'll be heading over the bridge tomorrow to the Frozen Four to watch the NCAA Final Four in hockey at the Boston Garden. Super, super excited. I love me some college hockey. And I won't be missing the Red Sox-Yankees game.
Well, that's good news then. Because how can you miss opening day Yankees Red Sox, man? You'll have to put it on your phone, be watching that, watching hockey.
Well, I here's the funny is I know this is the Final Four of hockey, and I just got the email. The first game starts at 5:00. They're opening the doors at 3. Okay, but the comical part is the second game doesn't start till 8:30. So I'm just doing the math. If I'm at my car by 11:30, maybe, might be tiptoeing back to the house around 12:30, 1 o'clock. So going to be a late night and an early morning, but sleep is what we do when we're 6 feet under. So I'm not worried.
Well, you know how Yankee Red Sox games go. It might not be done until tomorrow, the next day. No, I'm just kidding. They start at 1 o'clock, so they're going to get it done before the day is over.
Anyways, Jose Ramirez gets it done. They get him the extension. I think they were tired of all the Jays and other talks on that front, so they got him secured. Which in the long run, I think is best. He wanted to stay there. He made it pretty clear. So they got their guy locked up. I do have to tell you, tongue in cheek, we had our draft last night, and we did end up with Bieber and Kyle Tucker to start. And then
those are two great guys right there.
Yeah, and then at the 3-4 turn, again we locked in our second pitcher with Verlander. And Sean's high on Alonso, so he thinks the average will come up a little, and he's got him in his head 45, 50 homers, so he's been pretty stable on that part. So we started off well, we finished well. We did take a couple flyers, I have to admit, high upside, low ceiling too, because we got sniped at the shortstop. So we jumped in the 7-8 turn, the 7th round. We took a swing on Tatis, hoping we get 90 games out of him. We filled in some fillers there. And then I think in like the 12th, 13th round, we did take a swing on Bauer, hoping, that we'll find out in a week or two that'll be able to go. But overall, it was fun. So, but we did get I wanted to tell you, we did get the Bieber and we got Tucker. I like the team. I really do. I'll forward you the team in the actual draft so you can take a look at it.
Yeah, no worries. I think that stuff's always fun, and I always like to see how other people value players versus the way I would value players, and and those discussions are great because that's what baseball's about. Baseball is about trying to figure out how does one player rate over another one, how does one team perform over another one, and in fantasy leagues, man, I mean. You don't have to worry about the camaraderie of the guys getting along, and you don't have to go out there and you don't have to pat them on the shoulder and say, "Hey, great job," and blah blah blah. You can just go, "Shit, you're on a bench, man. You didn't hit any home runs for me this week. I'm putting this guy out here," or whatever. It's just I've played a lot of fantasy baseball in the past. I haven't played fantasy baseball for a while because when you are in most of these leagues, it takes a lot of follow up because you need to figure out who you're going to start for the week, and you got to look at 2-start pitchers, and you got to figure out what the matchups are going to look like for the week, and does this guy look good? Does that? And it takes a little while to figure out. And some of them are daily. Some of them you got to figure out who's going to start for you that day versus who's going to be there. So it's a lot, but man, it can be so much fun. That was my introduction to fantasy leagues was baseball. And I've only played in a couple football leagues, but it's I love it. And DFS, man, DFS is fun too. So,
and again, breaking news before we got on: the New York Mets have signed a deal with Caesars Sports to be an official sports betting partner. The Mets plan to open a new 13,000 square foot sports book and lounge at Citi Field later this season, per release. So maybe DeGrom could sign some autographs and up there while the team is playing, and he is watched. That was a little joke, of course. That's my entertainment for the day, guys. Back off. But these guys, these are coming in a dime a dozen, and this is where the lanes are. Our buddy Matt Peralta, the Bostonian versus the Books, wrote today, following up on something, that actual sports content by 2025 is just going to be sports wagering and gambling. That's what your sports content's going to be. And unfortunately, for some of the stubborn people, they don't want to hear that. And as you and I have talked for a long, long time, hopefully some of the riffraff and the shit that people, I know Dave Sharapan says no one knows shit, but there's a lot of people with check marks on big platforms that know shit, don't know shit, that are getting paid an awful lot of money. So hopefully by 2025, they'll be long gone.
Well, it takes a little bit to figure this out. So that's why you and I are on these shows, Jeff. I mean, the truth of the matter is that there are so many people that think they know what the hell is going on, and they don't give the public the right. They don't give the public the right non-transparent view of what happens. People come into these lanes and they think that this is a way to make quick money, and that you can just be profitable and rich. And the truth is, you can be profitable and rich, but it takes money to make money in this business. And that's what it is. It takes money to make money. And if you're not going to risk the money, you're not going to make the money. So that's why I always have that conversation about having conviction. When you take that damn money to the window, you better know what the hell you're betting on. And I also think this, right? So there's so many people in these lanes that should be hearing what guys like you say, or guys like what I say, because we've been there and we've already done those mistakes, and we're trying to be transparent enough with people that, if we lose, we lose. That's not the objective. Obviously, we want to win, but at the same time, we give you the thought processes of what we see, what we go through, how things are done, and there's a lot of work involved. So the idea here is that we're not guys that are here because we won I don't know, we're on a heater of 17-1 in the last 2 weeks, and we decide, okay, we're good enough. We're going to start selling plays. That's not what this is about. That's what you see, and that's why when you go, just do it. Go Google sports handicappers. There's 15,000 of us. The truth is, there's not 15,000 sports handicappers. There's 15,000 people that think they are. But the truth of the matter is, you got to be with the right guys and understand what it is you're showing, which is why you and I are here, Jeff, because those guys with the blue check marks that we talk about, the guys that are on the national spotlights, they're not any better than any of you other people out there. They just have stories to tell. And because they still tell stories, and they tell it in a way that attracts viewership, people got them on and they get them on there. Doesn't mean shit. So I just preface everything by saying, look, we don't have the million followers that some of these people do, and we don't get the million views that some of these people do. But I'm going to tell you point blank, we're going to tell you straight up how things go and what's supposed to happen and why we did what we did, and you can utilize your brain to make the choice of whether you want to follow the play or you want to fade the play or don't. I will say just a public service announcement to everyone. Jeff and I are trying to get this Discord channel up, and it's a perfect way for anyone who has questions on the games that they want to play themselves to ask us why we didn't play that or why we think you should play that and we didn't do it ourselves. And not only that, but there's inside, I shouldn't say inside, it's not the right way to word that. There's things that I post in the Discord channel that, for example, I talked yesterday about starting pitchers, and I talked about, I did some homework on how many pitches they've maxed out at already. I'm going to tell you, if you don't know that information going into tomorrow, you're behind, because you need to know if a starting pitcher can throw 60 pitches, 80 pitches, 90 pitches, 50 pitches. What does the expectation look like? And it's 15 pitches per inning, guys. So if you want your starting pitcher to go 6 innings, right, he's going to have to throw 90 pitches. Can you do that? I'm going to tell you right now, there are starting pitchers starting tomorrow that have only thrown at max 35 pitches in spring training. 35. So is this guy going to go and throw 6 innings tomorrow? Is he going to go through, can he make it through 5? If you don't know that information, then you're in a bad spot against guys like me and Jeff. And that's why we do what we do. It takes work. That's homework. A lot of people can't do that stuff. So my point being is this. The Discord channel has those links, has that stuff in there. It has the ability to provide information to you that you don't get anywhere else. And I don't want you to have it from anywhere else, because I don't want public people to really know for that stuff. Anyway, point being is that there's things there. Join the VIP service, be a part of everything. And I'm just, I'm not trying to sell you nothing. I'm just trying to tell you that the point is, Jeff and I do a lot of work, and we do a lot of data analysis. We do a lot of different things, and we show people what to do. We tell people what to do, and you get access to us 24/7. And, I get bags under my eyes because I'm up all the damn time. It is what it is, man. I mean, that's what this business is. It is tough road to hoe. And we've been there, and we're going down that path and trying to help you get there. So anyway, sorry, soapbox.
No, I just want to piggyback off of one thing. Anyone watching and listening that doesn't know this information, he brought up Google. Google is our encyclopedia. I wish we had this back in the 80s when I was in high school. I would have aced every damn test that I took. But if you go to Google and you search sports investors, just type in sports investors at Google search, you will see myself, Scott, East Coast Sports Investors is the #1 ranked sports investment firm in the whole wide world. Google first page. So you don't understand how many DMs, how many emails I get on a weekly basis, begging, borrowing, asking how did you get there? Do you want to sell this spot? I mean, no, I don't. I've been on these lanes for 8 years publicly. Between me and Scott, we got about 70 years of experience in sports wagering. Scott's a former MLB player. The point is, again, we're here to educate. That's all. And again, he's talking about this Discord channel. He's talking about the VIP experience where myself personally sends you an email and a text daily on what we are releasing, what I played. Me personally, any play that you ever got on a text and a DM, I have money on it. Okay. So let us do all the work. And, we're going to launch this for $2 a day. Do the math. I always tell everyone I'm making 18 cents an hour right now. That's what I make. And Scotty's probably making about 22 cents an hour. Okay. $2 a day. If you can't afford $2 a day, $59.99 a month, well, you shouldn't be wagering. Period. End of discussion. You got two guys behind the scenes, your own NASA sports service doing all the work. You just got to sit, listen, ask questions. That's what we're here for. But that's enough about that. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, hit us up on EC Sports Investor on Twitter, Scotty Webb at Webby20MLB, or send us an email at eastcoastsportsinvestors@gmail.com. NBA, Scotty, 6 games on the docket. I just know off the top of my head, it was funny that when I did the eye test yesterday, I mean, I talked about the Spurs. That was their honey hole. And they come running in. The Phoenix.
Win outright.
Yes. Phoenix allows the Lakers for a backdoor cover. It's just comical. Lakers officially out of the playoffs, and just the sad fare of a state for all the Laker fans. Now, a lot of positioning going on. I guess the Bulls are shutting Ball down for the year. They're fading. Brooklyn, New York today opened at 7.5 down to 5. So there are some people on the Knicks initially there. The real game again, Phoenix on a back-to-back at the Clippers. Phoenix opened at 3, now 2.5. I know a lot of people on social media were buying the Clippers that are pick 'em and -1. It's up to 2.5 there. But short board, Scotty, I don't know if you see anything early.
Yeah, well, yesterday ended up being 2-1. I'm sorry, 1-1 with the push. That damn Memphis game goes into overtime, and they push in overtime. They were the whatever. Anyhow, 1-1 yesterday. So it's just a juice day altogether. Anyway, so today. Oh, and by the way, hey Denzel, thanks for the comment there. I appreciate it. So one of the other things that I'm looking at today, you got Dallas and Detroit, and Detroit has just been a team that, for whatever reason, has turned things around here in the last, I would say, 3 weeks. And, my numbers are sitting here going, you know what, Detroit at home against Dallas. And I'm kind of liking the idea that I can take 8.5 points here with Detroit. So that's the one I'm looking at. And a lot of these other games, Jeff, I'm just not interested in this Brooklyn and New York game. I get it. It's kind of a rivalry thing and all that stuff. And Brooklyn plays a little better on the road because they haven't been able to do it with Kyrie, playing at home, which is now he's able to. But so I'm going to leave that alone. The only other one I'm looking at right now is that Boston-Chicago game. And I'm not looking at taking Boston per se, but what I'm looking at is, I think that total is sitting at 223, unless it's changed. And I'm sitting at, I think that's in a 230s game. So I'm looking at that to go possibly over. So as those become a little closer to game time, we'll see how the money's been coming in on those games, and might pull the trigger. I haven't pulled the trigger on either one, but I'm looking at Detroit plus the 8, and I'm looking at the Boston-Chicago game over the total as of right now.
Hockey tonight, not a lot jumps off. We were on an amazing heater. Full transparency. Hockey slowed down a little. I think we are now 11-6 our last 17, which is still pretty damn well. But we were on a nice heater where I think we were 10-1 or somewhere right around there out of our last 11. So we've slowed down there. It's a short menu. One initially, Tampa opened up minus 150, now down to 130 against Washington. We're going to keep our eyes there on that. Vegas opened up at 150, now 169 at Circa. So Circa is taking some heavy money coming in on the nights. Again, I couldn't jump in on a price like that. I might be eyeing a puck line there. The other three are way too high, really no interest. Detroit, Winnipeg, minus 290. Seattle, St. Louis, minus 245. And Calgary, Anaheim. And Calgary's at Anaheim, actually, minus 255. So, I mean, some of the public or degens will probably try to sneak some of those in on regulation plays and stuff like that. Currently, I don't have much. I will be fully engulfed in the Masters. I'm going to have a huge write-up on pre-flop outrights, some first-round leaders, some head-to-head matchups, talk about a few Tiger props, and really try to the last 2 years, we've had a total of 10 pre-flop winners in golf. We played open and week in January. We haven't released anything since. We were eyeing the TPC, and the weather was just too bad for us to get in there. So we're going to take off with the Masters, and we're going to run with it. So today, this afternoon at 1 o'clock, I will be crossing the border with Andrew McGinnis of Wager Talk. We'll be talking some hockey. The kid's been on fire. So I can't wait to hear what he has to say. And myself and Scotty at 4:30 will be talking the closing bell. And Scotty, I'm going to give you a little homework assignment. You've already done the work. Maybe we can get some updates. Pull up your weather that you had talked about a few days ago. And at 4:30, we can talk. We've already got 2 games postponed, and the rest of the games that are scheduled, if there's any potential of weather problems there. When I see bad weather, even if I have a strong opinion, most likely we will not play it. I hate the start and stops. I hate the fact that you could invest a lot of monies in a starting pitcher who pitches the first inning and then there's a 90-minute delay and they don't come back out. And that just, your value is gone and shot. So I will personally stay away from that. And also, Scott, I know we didn't do a future show. Maybe at the closing bell, since it's such a small menu, maybe bring a couple of your futures to the table. I'll bring a couple of mine. You and I are in the Westgate over-under contest. I do have a handful of futures already, home run and some potential win for some major league pitchers. But maybe you have a couple of futures in your back sleeve. Potential World Series, pennant, division, whatever you want, but just bring those to the table if you want at 4:30 as well.
Yeah, no worries. I am doing an article right now on Webby's odds and how to use it and what it looks like, because we do have numbers. I got numbers from the MGM today, so I just thought I would publish that, put it out, so that people then can go, hey, well, okay, great, you make these numbers. Well, what the hell does it mean? So that article is coming. So there's some it's about half written right this second. So anyway, I think it's important for people to kind of understand how things work and what we try to do, and how much work is really involved in this stuff, to be honest. I mean, there's a lot of work.
If you want to, if you have your updated Webby odds, if you want to forward that to me, and then I can see if I can get smart enough, and I can maybe be able to pull that up, and we can show everyone the Webby odds as we're talking today at 4:30 as well.
Yeah, that's not a problem. I mean, it's going to be on the internet here in a few minutes. So I will send it to you via email too, if you like it.
Denzel, my man, what is up? What is up? Stay dry here on Cape Cod. I think you bowl tonight. If you do, let's get a 300, maybe an 800 series. Your Celtics are at Chicago. opened at 6.5, now 7.5. Expecting the green to win there. I think they got tomorrow, or what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday. They got a game. Their next game's against the Bucks, and that's going to decide the number 2 seed, most likely. So that'll be interesting. Hopefully, they're not peeking ahead. But thank you for all the love and support. It is much, much appreciated. So, in closing, if you are wagering today, this afternoon, this evening, myself and Scott would like you to do it responsibly. If you have a problem, pick up the phone. There's an 800 number available. Ask for help. Why myself and Scotty care. We want to see you here today, tomorrow, next week, next month, through 2022 and beyond. From myself, Jeff Dawson at EC Sports Invest, from Scotty Webb at Webby20 MLB. We wish everyone a blessed day. Have some fun. You know what? Maybe help someone else today. Get out of your comfort zone. Put a smile on someone else's face. And when we come back at 4:30, DM us. Tell us how you put a smile on someone else's face. We will see you later today. And until then, behave yourselves. Have some fun. Keep smiling.